time of 52.92, a new high school national record. Back to back to back to back state champions. NET Sports, Nebraska's home for championship sports, is live from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska for the 2019 Nebraska School Activities Association High School Football Championships. It's a number 1 versus number 2 seed as the Oakland-Craig Knights square off against the Sutton Mustangs. And hello again, everyone. I'm Larry Putney, along with former Husker Damon Benning. It's great to have you with us at a very rainy Memorial Stadium, and it getting colder by the moment, I believe. We've got a good one here in Class C, too, with a couple of teams seated number 1 and number 2. Let's start with a very dual-threat guy for Oakland-Craig.
Yeah, very versatile, Colton Thompson, the quarterback for Oakland-Craig. He's been saddled with the responsibility, as I say that tongue-in-cheek, to spread the wealth, a very dynamic offense. He can run it. They can run it, or they can throw it as well. Very versatile QB, and he's the guy that makes it go.
How about Jackson Perrin, who's averaging better than 150 a game?
Yeah, contrasting styles. Sutton is going to run the football, and it starts with that guy. It's when you look at how they want to move the football, and you see 162 yards a game and 24 touchdowns, it is by design. He can get you a couple of different ways.
Well, it will be interesting to see how the weather does impact this game here in Class C2 for the championship. So let's go down to a rainy sideline and Sean Callahan.
Hey guys, it's not exactly a Chamber of Commerce day in the city of Lincoln, but it's State Championship Tuesday, and like every state championship game, a team has to maybe overcome something. And for Oakland-Craig, that was their quarterback, Colton Thompson. He went down with a concussion in their first-round game against Hartington Cedar Catholic. They had to gut that one out, 19-14. Backup quarterback Grady Gatewood came in and made some clutch plays, helped them get that first-round victory. They didn't get Thompson back until the semifinals, and they rolled here to Lincoln. So it's been a little bit of adversity they had to overcome, but they're here in Lincoln again.
Yeah, thanks very much, Sean. That was an impressive performance by the young Grady Gatewood, just a sophomore, who you see there. He's actually 18 of 22 through the air on the season. So when he stepped in and filled in for Colton Thompson, did a very nice job in leading these Knights down here to the state championship. They haven't won a state title since 1995. Look at this, Damon. It is, and that plastic is ripping like that from the wind, and the rain is coming down. You know that's freezing rain, northeast wind at 21 miles an hour. Feels like 16 degrees, and I think that's just going to continue to drop throughout the afternoon and evening.
All right, fan is short for fanatic, and you have to be a little different to be out here showing support. But listen, this is what high school athletics is all about, and in particular, state football.
Yeah, some of them up under the overhang. Smart move here at Memorial Stadium. Let's take a look at these two teams, Sutton and Oakland-Craig. Compare the numbers for each. Oakland-Craig a bit more prolific offensively, and they've held their opponents to fewer points. And takeaways are very similar. Two teams that do a nice job of taking it away from their opponents, forcing the turnovers.
Tell you what, the takeaways 25 and 26 respectively in weather like this. See if we have to revisit that number.
That's right. Well, here's where these two teams come from. If you head up Highway 77, you'll drive right through Oakland-Craig. Nice little golf course there. Nice community where the Knights reside. And then Sutton, kind of in the southern central part of the state. This is how Sutton made it here. They knocked off 8-seeded Battle Creek 44-28 in the quarters. And then a talented BRLD club, 38-28 to make it to these finals. Oakland-Craig with wins over Donovan Trumbull and a 54-13 thumping of St. Paul in the semifinals. Well, if you decided not to brave the temps today and come out to Memorial Stadium, or maybe you know someone who's a displaced alum of either one of these schools, you might want to let them know they can still watch these state high school championships on their computer, tablet, or smartphone at netnebraska.org/sports or on the free NET Nebraska app. Live streaming also supported through Apple TV and Chromecast as well. and get the free app at netnebraska.org/apps. Boy, that looks chilly out there, doesn't it?
It does.
Oh, gee.
It's a good thing that they kind of pieced the studio together, too. We might have had to have some first world problems in terms of complaints up here. Right? We could always be outside.
That's right. Yeah, I don't think Sean Callahan wants to hear that.
Well, we do have a pillow that he can borrow if need be.
You think he's inside? Do you think he found refuge somewhere in maybe a corner end zone room or something, or do you think he's actually out there doing his job?
I think he's doing his job. He's prepared. So. I imagine a couple of outfits, a couple of ponchos, maybe a change of warm weather gear.
That's Sean Callahan. I want to remind you on our social media platforms and also profiles, you can check out highlights of all of these games. From here at Memorial Stadium, we've already crowned 4 state champions. And we're getting ready to crown a 5th here this afternoon. Time now for introductions. For that, let's go to Steve Lemon.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Memorial Stadium in the 2019 Nebraska School Activities Association Football Championship Finals. Today's Class C2 final features the Oakland-Craig Knights and the Sutton Mustangs. The NSAA is proud to recognize our premier corporate partners for their outstanding support of NSAA activities. U.S. Bank, Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association, Nebraska Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, and CHI Health St. Elizabeth. And now for the introduction of the players and coaches. Here are the starters for the Oakland-Craig Knights. Number 3, Colton Thompson. Number 10, Blake Johnson. Number 13, Coulter Teal. Number 15, Jaron Meyer. Number 20, Caden Nelson. Number 22, Jack Pilley. Number 23, Ian Lundquist. Number 51, Tom Moline. Number 53, Mike Brand. Number 68, Jaron Metzler. Number 75, Mike Moline. Number 77, Lawrence Brands. Number 80, Trey Deemer. And number 81, Wyatt Seagren. The head coach of Oakland-Craig is Joe Anderson. And now here are the rest of the Oakland-Craig high school players and coaches.
Well, that's a spirited bunch from Oakland-Craig. The Knights coming in at 12-0 on the season. Their 28th appearance overall in these football playoffs, 4th in the finals. The last time they won was back in 1995 when that gentleman right there was on the team. Joe Anderson was part of that 95 state title team. He was an offensive lineman and a defensive end. And now he is the coach of these Oakland-Craig Knights. Now back to PA.
And now here are the starters for the Sutton Mustangs. Number 1, Jackson Heron. Number 2, Dawson Newnenkamp. Number 3, Cade Wiseman. Number 5, Quentin Jones. Number 9, Jackson Anderson. Number 16, Maury Bautista. Number 18, Matthew Davis. Number 22, Wyatt Bergen. Number 23, Corey Carlson. Number 28, William Burns. Number 58, Joseph Heinrichs. Number 65, Eli Skolka. Number 70, Jarvis Smith. Number 71, Hunter Wiseman. Number 74, Braden Peterworth. Number 78, Hayden Schweitzer. Number 80, Tyler Baldwin. And number 84, Jacob Haight. The head coach for Sutton is Steve Raymer. And now here are the rest of the Sutton High School players and coaches.
Mustangs wearing the road blacks here for this championship. Here's a look at their playoff resume. 21st appearance in the Nebraska School Activities Association football playoffs. 4th appearance in the championship finals. They too have won one state title. That was back in 1988. There's a look at the head coach, Steve Raymer, who's in his 10th season with the Mustangs. Here's a look at the schedule for the Mustangs this year. Just one blemish on the record. That came against Kearney Catholic midway through the season. It was that game in which Steve Raymer said really turned his season around. They learned a lot about themselves after that loss to Kearney Catholic, made a lot of changes, changed some blocking schemes, and that's when the tide turned, and here they are at Memorial Stadium. Looked in at the schedule for the Oakland-Craig Knights, unblemished, and they have been dominant throughout the year. And as you can see there, 4 different shutouts, including a 66-7 win over UTAN.
Prolific.
Let's go back to Steve Lemon.
On behalf of the Nebraska School Activities Association and its member schools, welcome to the 2019 NSAA State Football Championship Finals. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you to please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Our anthem today will be sung by the Seward High School Octet under the direction of Ben Rickert.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The Seward High School.
Seward High School Octet singing our national anthem from here at Memorial Stadium. We are ready for some football here in Class C2. Oakland-Craig and Sutton will battle. Winner wins the state championship. Kickoff when we come back.
Early mornings, late nights, emotionally, physically, mentally tougher. Generations of trust, innovation, and hard work done side by side. The decisions you make for your land and livestock have a direct impact on your operation, the region, and the world. That is why we're there when you need us anytime, every time. We both have one chance, one season, one mission, tougher together. Aurora, and you.
Participating in multiple Nebraska high school activities has taught me the value of teamwork.
I learned how to be a strong leader among my peers.
We set goals as a team and work hard to accomplish them.
I strive to excel not only in the classroom but on the playing field.
The Nebraska School Activities Association providing opportunities in 25 activities for our member high schools. NSAA activities, the other half of education.
Let's face it, most days are unremarkable. We commute, we work, we practice, and then we do it all over again. When the moment is all that matters, Public Power is there for you. When your livelihood or future career depends on it, we have your back. As the time counts down on the scoreboard, no one is cheering you on more than us. Make each moment of this year and next count. We'll be sure to do the same. Nebraska Public Power District, together with your local public power utility.
The money that comes from Constellation goes directly back into our county 4-H program. So they're directly impacting young people and the development of young people, whether that's leadership development, citizenship development, or helping them develop life skills.
Constellation provides natural gas for Nebraska homes, farms, ranches, and businesses. Through our support for 4-H and FFA, we're providing energy for Nebraska's future as well. Natural gas from Constellation.
Well, there it is, 34 degrees. The rain is coming down, and it is cold. In fact, it's freezing rain, 22-mile-an-hour winds out of the northeast, and it feels like it's 15 degrees on the field. Eric Johnson will lead our crew. Mike Bartek, Tim Arndt, Robert Brown, Mike McCann, and Red Hat Rick Stromer. This is our 5th state championship showdown of these 2 days. Here is Joe Anderson, the head coach of Oakland-Craig. Former player at Oakland-Craig, was in that state title game, as we mentioned, back in 1995, has led them down here. There's Steve Raymer in his 10th season, 80-26. Won a couple of state titles in Iowa at Central of Fenton, Iowa, out of that football hotbed of Northwest Iowa. The toss was won by Sutton. Check that, Oakland. Oakland deferred, and Sutton has chosen to take the ball. So Quentin Jones, Cade Wiseman will be deep. That's going to take a single bounce and be picked up. Big hit and a stick right away. Sending the message on special teams early. Hit by Michael Brands. And those Brands brothers can pop the pads a little bit.
Yeah, they usually, whatever they hit tends to stop moving, and they're going to be tough to handle all day. I have a feeling I'll be saying Brands an awful lot between the two of them.
Yeah. That one looked painful. So they'll set up for the 27-yard line. Will the Sutton Mustangs. Quarterback Cade Wiseman under center. 1,500 yards rushing, another 500 plus through the air. This is a Mustang team that likes to keep it on the ground. Inside, that's Lawrence Brands with the tackle, the 6'3" senior. Michael Moline was there as well.
One thing you'll notice right away is the great big splits that Sutton will use. They like to try to find creases in this offense. Take a look at Wyatt Segrin, number 81, a name that we're used to calling for Oakland-Craig, as they've made a couple of state finals appearances that we've done. Tyler Baldwin going to have to help out that vaunted run game.
Give deep to Jackson Perrin. Perrin, the leading rusher for this Sutton Mustang squad. Nearly 2,000 in the regular season, or through the postseason as well. 1,941 total yards. There's tackle made by Thomas Moline. There is Jackson Perrin, 6-foot senior, 205, 24 touchdowns on the season.
He's got good size.
So out of the shotgun goes Wiseman on 3rd down and long. They'll run the option to the right. Here's Perrin with it. And Perrin cannot break the tackle, and out there on the edge to make the play is Michael Brands. Leads this team with 90 tackles on the season.
A big, strong young man with a high motor. As you can see, sometimes I think he's going to knock himself out watching a lot of this film. It's a walking collision.
Quentin Jones in to punt it away. Quentin has only punted 8 times this year. It hasn't been often that the Mustangs have had to punt. He's averaging 42 yards per punt in those 8 attempts. And a flag on the play, whistles blow.
A little nerves and the fact that they don't do it very often. Well, Sutton is one of those schools you watch right away, and you can see where when they stay on schedule, 4 or 5 yards a carry, and they're going to go for it on 4th down. You don't have to punt much when you've been as prolific as they have been on the ground. Something's got to give today, because Oakland-Craig up front is outstanding.
So that will back them up 5 yards. It'll now be 4th and 11, still a punting situation here for the Mustangs, but they're punting into that stiff breeze at 22 miles an hour, kind of crossing here at Memorial Stadium, and as you know, swirling down on the field in many cases. Punt is away from Quentin Jones. He's going to let that go out of bounds, and it's going to be very good field position for the first possession of the game for the Knights. We'll take a look at that when we come back here at Memorial Stadium. First quarter of this C2 title game between Sutton and Oakland-Craig.
After concussion, returning to the classroom is a priority of the NSAA. All brains return to learn. Not all brains return to play.
After recognizing that an athlete has suffered a concussion, it is important to monitor the symptoms in the classroom before allowing the athlete to return to extracurricular activities.
The NSAA requires coaches in all sports to take a concussion course once every 3 years.
More information is available on our website, nsaahome.org. Student athletes are students first, athletes second.
Not just on the good days. Not just on the challenging ones. Not just during business hours. Or when relaxing. But always. For the past 125 years, Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Nothing new. Be the most physical team out there. Hey, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Right? Hey, what's been the motto all year?
Win 13.
Hey, what's the bid? Win 13! Let's go do it. Let's go.
Let's go! Come on now, boys! Let's go. Set the tone right at the start. Let's go.
There is head coach Joe Anderson in his 10th season, 87-22.
Made 2 state finals since 2015, 3 semifinals. I think they've done it with 4 different quarterbacks.
Wow. First play of the drive for Oakland-Craig. Give to Ian Lundquist. He lunges forward for a gain of about 3 yards, brings up 2nd down and 7.
I liked him a lot on film. Couldn't decide if I liked him more on offense or defense. Equally adept. He'll crease you in a hurry.
.5'10", 175-pound senior.
His coach is so gracious to send over their huddle film.
That helps, doesn't it?
It does.
And he is stacked up right at the point of attack. There's Mari Batista, 69 tackles on the season.
For me, that's the key to this game for Sutton. You got a very prolific offense in Oakland-Craig. They're going to have to win at the point of attack and make them one-dimensional. If you let them get their two-headed monster going with the ground game and the passing game, they are a handful because they have weapons.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and long, 3rd and 8. To fake the toss, rolling to his right, has a man out in the flat, but it's tipped. Incomplete. Nice work by Tyler Baldwin from that defensive end. Got the hand on it. That'll force a Knights punt.
Yeah, really good job. Outstanding. He kind of did the nice little shed the receiver was trying to release. He does a good job of getting his hands up. Sometimes that's hard for kids to do. And it's hard for adults to do. If you can't get to the passer, get your hands up.
Right.
Impressive first series for Sutton, especially given the field position for Oakland-Craig.
Punt is away by Wyatt Seagren. Angled toward the sideline. It'll be out of bounds. So both defenses here hold on 3 and outs in the first possession for each team.
You kind of look at the size disparity up close. I know the bigger team doesn't always win, but Oakland-Craig appears to be considerably bigger to the naked eye. If Sean is working, maybe he can give us an update on that at some point during the game. Give us a visual.
See him down there in the end zone.
Maybe in the tunnel.
Looking on. Look at how wide these splits are.
Yeah, great big splits.
Sutton.
You noticed it right away, and they've got some variations of it too. It is to create natural running lanes.
Is it the running team's equivalent of spreading it out and getting people in space?
A lot of times it works that way. Texas Tech was the one air raid passing team that I know used to incorporate those big wide line splits, but it's to control matchups. And if you play with traditional techniques like a 1 or a 3, or when you line up on your defensive front, it really stresses you because you're out in space. Gives you room to take you where you want to go.
3 yards on first down. Top of the eye is Jackson Perrin. And here is the give to Perrin. Good blocking at the point of attack. Second level shut down by the Knights. Once again, the tackle by the Mike linebacker, Michael Brands.
For those of you watching at home, it's not extra special parabolic mics that pick up the sound. There's just a whole lot of contact happening out there on the football field.
Let's get out of the field to Sean Callahan.
Guys are watching Sutton's offense right now. Don't expect to see anything really through the air. During their entire playoff run, they've put up 3 total passing yards, guys.
Ball's on the ground. Perrin had it momentarily. Looked like he had enough room to get the first 2, but the bobbled handoff will bring up 4th down and 2. Yeah, it's interesting, Sean. I was talking to Coach Raymer about that, and I said, so I see where you've had 3 passing yards in the postseason. He said, oh, no. We've had more than 3. I said, like, how many have you had then, Coach? He goes, let me look. We've had 9 yards passing.
Yeah, they run the football. Couldn't be 2 different offenses.
Right. Left-footed punt is away. And no one deep for Oakland-Craig, and given that you're punting into that 25-mile-an-hour wind, they probably didn't think it was worth having anyone back. Put a little more pressure on the kick as well.
Yeah, Coach Bramer, greater than Coach Garrett, was not fooled by the fact no one was back deep and punted it anyway.
That still hurts.
Draw the ire of one Jera Jones.
Oh, my. So back in there, quarterback here for the Knights, Colton Thompson. Given the backfield, stacked up, Jarvis Smith right there, and nowhere to go for big number 70. 6 foot, 260-pound senior.
Good job of using his hands. As a D lineman, you keep guys away from your body, you give yourself a chance.
Loss of 1 on the plate, 2nd down and 11. Lundquist to the backfield. The give on the jet sweep action. Coulter Teal on that carry. Not much there. Brings up 3rd.
Yeah, he's a guy you'll have to pay attention to. He can get vertical on you in the passing game. As you can see, he's a good jet sweep guy. A lot of versatility from Mr. Teal. Comes from good stock.
And they will spread them out here on 3rd and 7.
A cover 0 here for Sutton, rolling the dice.
Spread them out, quarterback keep. Here goes Thompson down the far sideline. Largest play of this first quarter for either team. And it is a first down.
Yeah, right on cue pre-snap. Cover 0 means no deep hole safety. They were manning up across, and with that, when you get creased, you get creased. No help in the middle. Thompson finds the seam, and it turned into a foot race.
Good speed by Quentin Jones to force him out of bounds, make the tackle. 42 yards on the carry for Thompson. Back up to the middle, slips a tackle, dives inside the 5-yard line, down to about the 2 on the carry by Caden Nelson.
Yeah, again, another guy that comes from pretty good football stock. Played with his dad, Merritt, at Nebraska.
Right back under center. Nelson again, spins, looks for the end zone. Will not get there. Comes out about a half-yard shy.
Although his mom, Danica, may be the best athlete in the bunch. She could run.
Really?
Yeah. Tough kid. Tough-minded family. They work. How about Sutton at the point of attack so far early in this game? They've held up well early.
In there for the touchdown. First points on the board for the Knights of Oakland-Craig. Looks like they'll try for 2 here. As Colton Thompson trots back out with the play call. On that left side, here's Teal again, and Teal will be dropped. So the touchdown, not the 2-point conversion for Oakland-Craig. Here's another look at that touchdown. It was just a sneak in there by Colton Thompson. Got a little help from the guys up front. Metzler, Moline, and Moline leading the way, as well as the Brands brothers. Well, this is our Class C2 state title game. Let's take a look back at last year's championship in C2.
The 2018 Class C2 State Football Championship was an intense battle between the Centennial Mustangs and the Norfolk Catholic Knights. After winning the 2017 title, the Knights were ready for a repeat and went into halftime leading by 8. The second half was even closer as each team took turns with the lead. At the end of regulation, both teams sat at a score of 21. In overtime, the connection between Centennial's Wyatt Ellers and Jackson Hirschfield for a 2-point conversion allowed the Mustangs to win the game and take home the championship trophy.
Terrific game. What a finish last year in C2. You notice the sun was shining. There was a little snow around the outside of the field, but the sun was shining. Great weather, had great conditions, and here we are in 2019 with
Wyatt Eilers. He put on a show.
Oh, he did. Yeah. There were a couple of balls that he just decided to go up and get, and both of those last 2, in fact. One on the touchdown reception and the 2-point conversion. Off to a good start here in this C2 title. Oakland-Craig on top, 6-0. You know, Sean talked about off the top that it was at the first round of the playoffs in which Colton Thompson went down and Grady Gatewood had to come in. They were trailing in the game in the 4th quarter. He had a 4th and 7, and he fires a 20-yard bullet that Nelson has to dive and make a play on, catches it for the touchdown. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here if that young man right there, the sophomore quarterback backup, doesn't step in and do that.
You know, all those storybook potential endings always have that chapter where you almost didn't make it to the end, right? It just seems like it's part of the tale.
Everyone has to survive something. Taken by the up man. Returned by Quentin Jones. Another good hit by the Oakland-Craig Knights. Caden Nelson puts the pop on. There are the numbers for Nelson on the year. So Wiseman back out there for the Mustangs. The 11-1 Sutton squad trying to get something going here. Looked like they might have had first down room on that last drive, but the bobbled handoff forced them to turn it over. Wiseman with the quarterback draw, designed to keep. Good gain on first down, 1st and 5 for Wiseman.
You're right there on schedule. It's 2nd and 5. That's exactly how this offense wants to play.
Yeah, look at those splits. Wiseman, not a big guy, 5'10", 155, but very elusive. He's quick. Kind of hard to get your hands on him at times. Wiseman will hand off. Here is Perrin. Perrin has some room. Near sideline at the 50. Perrin all the way to the 40 on his biggest gain here of the afternoon. Jackson Perrin. Good carry by Perrin. .26 yards on the carry by Perrin. This one pulled out, kept by Wiseman. Wiseman is stopped. Take a look at these two offensive lines. I think you mentioned, Damon, the size difference.
That is exactly not what I thought. I would. It looks like just the opposite.
Really? Yeah.
Boy, that makes some sense though when you're looking at how Sutton is holding up at the point of attack.
Here is Perrin. Nice play from the strong safety. Ian Lundquist comes up and makes the stop. Great tackle by Lundquist.
All right.
3rd down and 14 now for the Mustangs. In Knights territory after that big run by Jackson Perrin. They'll drop back to pass under pressure. Slips away and he'll run for it. And be pulled down from behind. The pursuit never stopped from Wyatt Segrin. 6'8", 285-pound senior. Segrin, a good-looking ball player.
Yeah, just getting off schedule for Sutton is so glaring back here in the passing game. They just don't really look comfortable, especially with pass protection, right?
Did not stop pursuing, and from the backside, stays with it and makes the play. Along with Caden Nelson. 4th down and 10, and they'll go. Back to throw, under pressure again. Slips one tackle, still on his feet. And he'll be drugged down. Nelson was there again, along with Blake Johnson. Good first quarter play here by Caden Nelson.
Right, he's been all over the place, right? Offense, defense.
Yeah.
And special teams, don't forget the thump.
That's right,
along the sidelines.
Big hit to get us started. So they'll turn it over on downs, and back out there is the Knights offense. Inside 2 minutes to go here in this opening quarter of play. Oakland-Craig on top, 6-0. Fake the toss to Lundquist, out of the backfield. It's tipped and then incomplete. The intended receiver was Coulter Teal.
You can hear the coach. Yeah, it sounds so. The coach and you know exactly what they want to see and kind of what's happening out there. Wants him to get on top. That is the second time we've seen the long arms of Baldwin. He's played the cut block real well. He uses his hands, which is a tough technique for a kid that's that long.
6'5" is Baldwin. Here's the give. Lundquist right into Corey Carlson, the leading tackler and Mike linebacker for Sutton.
Yeah, the scheme is kind of designed to allow him to be a little bit of a runner hitter. He gets to play downhill. You won't see him getting hooked to curl too much playing passing game. He's like a car with no brakes. So compact, 5'8", 180.
Yeah. Third down. Bobbled snap. And nowhere to go for
Ball's loose.
Colton Thompson. It did come loose. Back on it was Oakland-Craig. You see that big cast for Jaron Meyer. He's playing with a broken thumb.
Really impressed early. It's just through one quarter, I understand, but Sutton holding up at the point of attack really well. They run a little bit better than I thought watching film too, especially east to west.
Yeah. That did come out of there twice, didn't it? Wyatt Segrin with kind of that end over end roll. Down just outside the 20 at the 22-yard line. Here's another look at the second fumble. Bobbled it to start.
Look at all those black jerseys.
Got the hat right on it from behind.
You spun in traffic and you were asking for trouble.
Corey Carlson jars it loose with his helmet. Mustangs with the ball again. Boy, he is slippery, huh?
He is, and he's constantly moving forward too. He's built low to the ground, obviously, smaller stature, but I like the way he runs behind his pads, especially for a guy that's relatively light.
So that will do it for the first quarter of play. Oakland-Craig on the opening drive takes it in. Second drive, excuse me, of the first quarter. They lead it after one, 6-0.
For me, asking why is just getting started.
It's more than an activity. It's me doing what I love.
I'm not a stereotype. When I rewrite the rules, things get better.
I know that all these experiences matter.
These moments will help me become something more.
Little things always lead to something bigger.
Do it.
Track it.
Earn it.
What you're doing now will help you get scholarships later. Find resources from Education Quest at trackyoursuccess.org.
I'm Nicole Brungart, and I'm a part of the U.S. Women's Bobsled team. I'm a 4-time All-American, and I'm from Norfolk, Nebraska. Bobsledding was definitely not in the picture when I was growing up, but I'm thankful to be where I'm at, and I'll never take that for granted. In my career, I'm getting bumped around, bruised in the back of the bobsled, so it's super important that I keep up with my sleep, my nutrition, seeing my trainer, seeing the chiropractor, and staying in the gym so I can be at the top of my game when competition comes.
Coverage of the 2019 NSAA High School Football Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest Foundation, the Nebraska Public Power District, Aurora Cooperative, Constellation Energy, and Sarpy County Tourism. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. We are back at Memorial Stadium here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Oakland-Craig on top 6-0 along with Damon Benning. I'm Larry Putney. Sean Callahan, we believe, is on the sidelines, although he hasn't been a sighting lately. What do you think?
Oh, we'll keep looking.
Yeah. So an opportunity here for the Mustangs to get back into it as they will take over. And it will be 2nd down and about 8 for the Mustangs as we resume this drive. Good size up front here for the Mustangs. They go 240, 310, 260 across the front, the right side.
310 is a good average shift.
Yeah, right. That changes things. And that is over the right side, over the 310 Peterworth, the 260 Jarvis Smith. Good gain on 2nd down. That'll bring up 3rd and about 4.
Yeah, you saw Wiseman just to his right was a ton of real estate. That was close to going. You may see them revisit that, especially schematically, considering they keep getting that front.
So Perrin in the backfield along with Wiseman. There is Wiseman. That's enough for a 1st down out past the 34 to the 35-yard line, and a good carry by Cade Wiseman.
Yeah, you can see the dilemma that the wide splits cause you, right? Because they just create natural running lanes. And how do you tell defensive linemen to get lined up? Listen, if you're on the inside shoulder of the guard, that is wherever the guard is lined up given his split. And so you can see that Wiseman and Jackson Perrin just kind of pick and choose their lanes based on what the offensive line is doing.
Back in the eye, Corey Carlson, the fullback. That's Perrin behind him. And it will be given to Carlson, and he's going nowhere. Right into big number 75, Michael Moline.
Well, the downside of that is quick run game, right? Because if you get caught in a stunt, you are going to be in the gaps.
Lawrence Brands was there as well with Moline.
That's a long way to try to trap.
Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Wiseman keeps. Look at him shake off the tackle. Out to the 40. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Mustangs. Great balance by Wiseman as well.
Just determined. Yeah. His shoulders are always square, you know. That means he's constantly trying to get downhill.
1,500 yards rushing for Wiseman on the season. 21 touchdowns. He took over at quarterback this year. Perrin was the quarterback last year for the Mustangs. He's now obviously a running back, and a timeout taken.
A good call, I think, right here by Coach Raymer. I think you have to be thinking you have 2 downs to make 5 yards. And that's kind of how I think he's going to approach this. Offense is getting in a little bit of a rhythm. It's a big difference between working with, you know, tempo but not being in a hurry.
Well, I want to remind you, coming up this week on NET, Wednesday night, it's Big Red Wrap-Up. It moves to a special night and time due to the high school football championships, which you're watching right now. Join Andy Kindy, who will be in for Michael Severe. Jay Moore will be joined by Sean Callahan as they look at highlights from the Maryland game and discuss what's ahead for the Huskers during Friday's game against Iowa with special guest Aaron Sorensen from Hale Varsity. Don't miss Big Red Wrap-Up. That's Wednesday night, 7 Central on NET. You know, we're going to have to tape that show a little earlier as well. So if you have questions that you'd like answered by our panel of experts and Sean Callahan too, just email those in.
Well, you are relentless.
You can send the question in via our Facebook page as well. It might be just as easy. There is Wiseman. Lean forward, very near a 1st down, and I think he got it.
Just an outstanding concept scheme-wise. The great big splits, you let good runners find creases, you get a hat on a hat, and you see what happens. Look at these splits. You know, I talk a lot about taking guys where they want to go. You see the DT, he slams down inside, you just wall him off. That's where he wants to go. You've got room because your splits are so big.
Good lead block into the hole as well by Perrin. Followed that block, and as you said, enough for the first down. Option to the left. Perrin will cut back. Has not been a lot of running room for Jackson Perrin.
I just don't, there's just not a ton of hay to be made. He's so deep set when he dots the I. You're 7 yards from the line of scrimmage. That is a long way to go downhill against the big fella.
Yeah, Perrin has that
look at Seagren.
Yeah, right?
The wingspan.
Perrin has that 1 carry for 26 yards. Outside of that, 5 carries, 4 yards. This will bring up 2nd down and 10. Perrin again. Stacked up there.
Similar
Colton Thompson.
Similar situation again, right? 3rd and a long 5, closer to 6. You're thinking, okay, again, 2 downs to make 6 yards, especially now that you're at midfield, roughly. It's a situation that you find yourself being comfortable with as a play caller. Even if you're 3 yards in a cloud of dust, you're good.
Right.
Although the dust may be the difference here with this long 6.
Good gain on 3rd down and 6. Picks up about 4. That's going to bring up 4th and 2 from just past midfield.
And Jackson Perrin is he's a long body. He doesn't look it. He's 6 foot. That's a pretty good jump cut. Kind of get back with a little cutback. Gives him a nice 4th, and it's more than manageable.
Steve Raymer says
all
go.
of 2 yards.
Yep.
Well, here's the adjustment. Double A gaps here for Oakland-Craig, crowding the nose. They're going to fit off of this stunt. Yeah, I would take that's a good call. It's very good coaching on both sides. Oakland-Craig gives the wrinkle with the defensive front and the 2 double A gaps, and Coach Raymer says, you know what? I'm not going to blow this. It's 4th and 2. Let me get this right. Good recognition.
Well, it's time now for our championship trivia. Be the first person to email the correct answer to sports@netnebraska.org, and that's what you win. A good-looking high school championship t-shirt. Question is, which 2 teams played in the first recorded C2 championship back in '75, and who won it? First correct email to sports@netnebraska.org will win the NET Sports Championship shirt. And remember, just 1 winner per household during these 2019 championships. 75. That were you born?
1 year old.
Yeah.
That makes you about what, 19? You're about 19?
I was 22. Yeah.
22.
Yeah.
I knew I was in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Here we go. Did they change the look up front? No, they did not. This is their short yardage formation.
Perrin with the carry. Met in the hole. Hit first by Colton Thompson. And he's denied a first down. Good play by Thompson.
Yeah, a little surprised they stayed with the inside run game. You see 2 DTs, or 2 noses actually, sitting A gaps or in shades, and those linebackers are just going to fit. Watch this. Just strong at the point of attack, and that's really a safety in Colton Thompson getting down in the box.
Blake Johnson was right there as well. First contact made by Thompson, and Blake Johnson cleans it up.
And making Uncle Grindle proud, huh?
Yeah.
Colton in case of nephews of Lane Grindle.
I saw him tweet out the picture when they made the state finals. He must have been back in town, huh? Good carry by Oakland-Craig, Jaron Meyer.
Really like his versatility. It's kind of changed. His roles changed a little bit with the broken thumb, but he is versatile.
Up the middle, plenty of room again. Second consecutive play for Jaron Meyer, where he's found room.
Some guys don't go to work with a broken thumb, let alone carry the football, right?
Well, Joe Anderson said it certainly affects what he can do, but he said, you watch, he will have an impact with that broken thumb. And back-to-back carries he certainly has. Give again. He'll be stacked up immediately. Nothing doing with Jarvis Smith right there.
Yeah, well-coached D-line. Jarvis Smith is a guy, it's hard to trap, right? He's good fundamentally. Didn't take the bait, stayed at home. Sutton trying to bow their neck here a little bit.
Second down and 10. Meyer again. Tripped up. Short gain of maybe 3.
Boy, he took a shot. Giving low fives.
High five with the thumb, yeah.
He couldn't care less. It's the state finals. Talk to me about that later. Yeah, that one right there at the end. I had to sit there and think about it.
Sacked up in the middle again. Jarvis Smith one more time, leading the way on the tackle. Will bring up 4th down for the Knights.
They'll keep trying him.
They're going to go quickly here.
Oh, just stout at the point of attack.
Tempo here by the Knights on 4th down and 5. They'll check the sideline and take a timeout. Colton Thompson will talk it over with head coach Joe Anderson. We told you the last time these Knights won a state title was back in 1995, and that Joe Anderson was on that team. He was the offensive lineman and a defensive lineman on the 95 state title team, but also his quarterback's coach right now, Andy Rinnerfelt, was also the quarterback on that team. And Rusty Droscher was a linebacker and an outside, or I'm sorry, he was a defensive coordinator on that team back in 95. He's now the outside linebacker coach and also the principal at Oakland-Craig. So 2 former players and a former coach from that 1995 state title team now on the coaching staff here at Oakland-Craig.
How about the family affair? You've got a principal and Coach Droscher and an athletic director in Dallas Sweet.
That's right.
Both coaching. Wouldn't that be something?
There is Joe Anderson, 10th season on the sidelines for the Knights. They were state runner-up back in 2015 on the 20-year anniversary of the last state championship for the school. And the flat floated out and incomplete. Ian Lundquist will want that one back. He had room. So they will turn it over on downs.
Yeah, I got the nice little rub route, you know, kind of the pen, but it was, you get a 2-yard get a little grace there. This was going to go a ways. It's a foot race to the pylon.
So back out there is the Sutton offense led by Cade Wiseman. Jackson Perrin behind him. 4:52 to go before halftime. Wiseman, how did he step out of that? He won't get away from Jaron Meyer.
And so the adjustment that Oakland-Craig has made thus far to those wide splits, or they are going to now stunt to the gaps. They're not going to sit and try to get there. They're going to fit them on the fly. So we'll see. It's a little cat and mouse now. The one thing that can really bother those splits is good quickness. So when you start stunting there, they'll have to make an adjustment. Don't adjust your television sets. Those are 2.5, 3-yard split, 2.5-yard splits.
Second down and 11. Good carry by Perrin. Perrin very near a first down. He's going to be maybe a yard and a half or two short. That'll bring up third down. And a nice carry by Jackson Perrin.
Against an offense like this, your margin for fundamentals is very slim. They played the pullers correctly, kind of in the hip, but just the slightest of creases with a good downhill runner.
Yep. So the ball spotted at the 31. They'll need to get past the 33 for a first down. So third down and 2.
It's that double-A gap look.
Another timeout taken by Steve Raymer.
When a game of chess right there, advantage Coach Anderson showed him the same look again in short yardage. That could be their go-to short yardage package. Hey, when they get in this, whatever they call it, we'll go with tighter, whatever. And that may be something. You're only going to have 3 timeouts. You don't want to have to use them every time you see that front.
Yep. So there is a look at the Knights, who had some challenges early in the season. That flooding that went through the state affected their practice and playing facility. It was completely flooded, as was the golf course in Oakland-Craig.
I had a good buddy who was from the area. He's pretty bummed about their member guest. I told him there's bigger fish to fry. Just kind of let you know the company I keep.
There you go. It's underwater. And there was the field underwater as well. They did reseed. It all came back fine, said Coach Joe Anderson. Really no damage to homes in the area. Most of those sit up a bit higher. It's really the low-lying areas that were affected at Oakland-Craig, which includes a recreational area, the golf course, the football field, and around here. Good carry by Maury Batista. And on third down, Batista picks up a first.
Yeah, fantastic play call, right? You want to pinch and play inside and stop our inside run game. We're going to beat you to the edge. You can't take it all away. Really good play design, given the concept of the defense.
Wiseman checks into a new play.
And Oakland-Craig adjusts as well.
Wiseman with the quick snap and the carry right up the middle, and the quarterback keep.
Oh, that was outstanding, right?
Well, back and forth.
Like just exactly
in real time.
Check, check, check. No, I got it. No, inside, inside. Wider, wider. Now watch this. Offensive line talking. Wiseman running the show. Not to be outdone by Brands, who gives his check.
Four yards on the gain for Wiseman. Brings up 2nd and 6, and more running room here. Corey Carlson with the carry.
You talk about a concept offense. They felt Oakland-Craig a little bit vulnerable to the sweep. Nope. Your eyes go to the sweep. They hit you inside with the run game. I love with the sequential play building and play calling, those if-then scenarios. Corey Carlson wrestled at 132 pounds last year. Think he's put on a lot of weight?
Yeah. Goes up top, just over the fingertips of Jacob Haight. Haight at 6'4". It's tough to throw it over his fingertips, but just missed him. Haight with 7 receptions on the year for 189 yards and a touchdown.
Hard to overthrow that guy.
Yeah. Nice job by Jaron Meyer to get up there, too.
It was nice. Yeah. Probably wanted to use his near hand. It can reach a little higher, but it's got the cast.
2nd down and 10. Perrin in motion. And that one's going nowhere. Stacked up by Blake Johnson. What a tackle by the senior.
There's a lot of football 101 going on right now as we speak. You kind of think it's just run game and run into a couple of guys, but this cat mouse looked stunning to the fit, and the backside linebacker fitting off of that. Now you can give up some crease plays, but you're going to get your fair share of tackles for losses. They're not going to sit there and try to play at the point of attack versus these splits.
Give Michael Moline an assist there as he got the first hand in there to slow him up. And Blake Johnson finished it off in a big way. Back up top. Here goes Wiseman looking downfield. Jump ball and tipped away by Jaron Meyer. There's a look at that cast on his thumb, playing with a broken thumb.
Boy, with just the splint and kind of a soft deal, he may be ready to get out of that. Or he's going to tell me, he's going to say, I'm just tougher than you. One of the two. Probably the latter, if I had to guess.
Fourth down and 11. Quentin Jones punts it away. Kind of angled off the side, not much there as it goes about 15 yards.
Yeah, if that, and that totally changes this last 45 seconds. With this offense and their versatility, it's a little bit of a crossed win, so I'm reluctant to say with or against the win. It's more like right to left.
Coming up at halftime, we'll have the NSAA Boys Tennis Championships. Review those. Talking with Ron Higdon. Also, NSAA Believers and Achievers will be awarded, and we'll show you highlights of first half action as well as the statistics through the first 24 minutes. We have just 45 seconds left before all of that happens.
Let's good look at that crosswind. East to west.
Carry by Thompson. One of the flag.
Oakland-Craig lobbying for the flag. Not in a game like this. Emotions rev high a little bit. Keep everybody safe. Officials weren't going to give you a cheap 15. As long as you're fighting, there you are too.
Kicks it wide. Trying to angle toward the sideline, and he does get out of bounds. Nice heads-up play with 7 seconds to go as Coulter Teal gets out of bounds. Let's go down to the field to Sean Callahan.
Yeah, that was a clear flop by Thompson. Even the Sutton sideline was calling it out. Like, you better not throw the flag on that. That was a flop, trying to steal 15 yards here and get him in better field position.
Heady play.
And the NBA, that cost you a fine. Second time around in college basketball, it's a technical.
All right. Blitz coming. Incomplete. Time for one more play. 3 seconds to go here in this first half. Second drive of the game. Oakland-Craig took it in for the touchdown, and that score has held 6-0.
Good job by this officiating crew. There's a lot going on internally in terms of mechanics that they're having to manage.
Thompson hands off. Here is Teal. And Teal will be taken down, and that will end our first half of play. Competitive, hard-fought first half between these two Class C2 teams, Oakland-Craig and Sutton. And it's the Knights on top of the Mustangs, 6-0, thanks to that touchdown drive on the second possession of the first quarter. Sean Callahan is downstairs with the coach.
Hey, Coach Raymer, down 6-0 here. You guys are kind of going back and forth there. What do you tell your team here in the locker room?
We got to maintain blocks, play for another 2 quarters, and we're in the game right where we need to be. We just got to maintain our blocks a little bit more.
With the wind, the conditions, just talk about the importance of ball security, field position here as you approach the second half.
I think if, one team turns the ball over second half, that might be the ball game.
Coach, best of luck here with your guys here in the second half.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sean, and thanks very much to Steve Raymer. We are at halftime of this Class C2 state championship. The Oakland-Craig Knights came in at 12-0. Sutton Mustangs were 11-8. and 1. And at half, it is 6-0. Oakland-Craig on top. Thanks to the long run and the touchdown from Colton Thompson.
FFA's vision is to build leaders, grow communities, and strengthen agriculture. The funds from Constellation will most likely be directed to one of those areas. But most importantly, people need to know that it is at the local level. It's helping local chapters.
Constellation provides natural gas for Nebraska homes, farms, ranches, and businesses. Through our support for 4-H and FFA, we're providing energy for Nebraska's future as well. Natural gas from Constellation.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
NET Sports provides 200 hours of local Nebraska high school sports and collegiate sports each year, more than any other Nebraska network. On air or online, NET Sports, Nebraska's home for sports.
Live streaming for the NSAA State High School Football Championships is also available at the NET website and on the free NET Nebraska app.
Coverage of the 2019 NSAA High School Football Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest Foundation, the Nebraska Public Power District, Aurora Cooperative, Constellation Energy, and Sarpy County Tourism. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. And welcome back to Memorial Stadium. We are at halftime of the Class C2 State Championship. Oakland-Craig on top of Sutton, 6-0. We are joined now by one of the assistant directors of the Nebraska School Activities Association. Ron Higdon joins us, and with the changes, obviously Deb Velder moving on and retiring, there's been some shuffling of the deck, and you now have tennis. Tell us about that.
It's been interesting. I took it on at the end of the summer and tried the best that I can to get to know some of the tennis people and get to know the sport a little bit better. And we have so many different sports that not everybody has an expertise in them. So I'm surrounding myself with good people in the tennis world and moving on with there. But we had a really good tennis championship.
I would imagine that's one of the sports, too, that if you have a good staff on site and a good facility, they can make much of that run very smoothly.
Oh, yeah, and the tennis coaches have been great. I've reached out, and they've responded and given me feedback and some direction, and through that process, we've actually made some improvements already and actually going to look at making some changes through the legislative process.
That's great. So let's take a look at boys tennis here in Nebraska. Boys tennis is a fall sport. So tell us, how did the championships go this year? Where were they held? And maybe even talk about some of the winners.
Yeah, Class A is always held in Omaha at Cook Complex and Tranquility area, and we had a brand new Class A champ with the new classification. Pius is now in Class A, and they came through and won their first Class A championship, which was dominant pretty much in the Class B realm over the last several years. They didn't win it all the time, but they were up there. And so the Class B champ this year kind of came out of, I don't want to say came out of nowhere, but the talk was Omaha Skutt and Mount Michael after the first day, and York came through and ended up being the champion at the end of it. So a great three-way race between them, and then in Class A, a really good three-way race between Pius and Southwest and Prep.
I guess the one thing you always like to see in a fall sport is please weather be nice. And it looks like you had some terrific weather.
Actually, that was the one thing I was really in charge of, was the weather, and that came through this year. No, in all sincerity, we did have good weather, and that makes for a much better outdoor championship no matter what the sport is. So we had great weather, and we were very fortunate with that. And 2 days of sun with no rain, you can't beat that.
You just realize you've set yourself up for all future years now, don't you? Here are the champions. Lincoln Pius X wins it in Class A, and as you said, a late comeback, and York takes the championship in boys tennis in Class B. Well, the other sport that you manage and you run is state wrestling, and obviously that's going to be back in Omaha again. The wrestling season not too far away. Talk about that's just around the corner.
It's just around the corner. Wrestling kind of is a little bit different because a lot of the guys have to go through weight management. And so the weight management process is starting now for many of them. And they go through the process of certifying and then determining what weight class they're going to wrestle for the year. We made some changes with our dual championship date and venue and qualification process last year, and it worked out fantastic. Nothing but positive comments on that. So starting next week, we start competition, and we're ready to roll. It's going to be good.
Yeah, talk about, I know you've made a ton of improvements to that state championship in Omaha, and now it's just making it run smoother and better?
Yeah, you get to the point where you got to refine what you've improved on, and we're to that point now. We've made a lot of significant changes in the last 7 years, and really we're just trying to refine and make the little things better. Our goal is always to make it fan-friendly, wrestler-friendly, coach-friendly, so that people are excited to be in the venue and watch the championships. And we have great attendance. I mean, in the 9 years that we've been here, we have 9 of the top 10 attendances, so it's a continually growing sport. The viewership is continuing to grow, and we're pretty pleased. We have a great facility to have it too.
Yeah, terrific venue. That's Ron Higdon, one of the assistant directors of the Nebraska School Activities Association, joining us at halftime. Ron, thanks very much. Now let's go to Steve Lemon for some very special presentations, our Believers and Achievers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Believers and Achievers is a statewide program designed by U.S. Bank and the Nebraska School Activities Association to give recognition to Nebraska's future leaders. We have 3 Nebraska high school seniors with us this afternoon who have demonstrated academic excellence and commitment to good citizenship. For their involvement in school and community service projects, U.S. Bank and the NSAA would like to honor these Believers and Achievers. Presenting the Believers and Achievers Awards are U.S. Bank Representative Jeff McCown, NSAA Executive Director Jay Beller, and the NSAA Board of Directors Chair Mark Norvell of Fillmore Central. This afternoon's first honoree is Kendall Brigham of Wahoo High School. Kendall is a 3.99 GPA student who participates in volleyball, basketball, and track. She was a member of the 2017 and 2018 NSAA Class C1 State Volleyball Championship teams and is a 2019 NSAA Class B State Track and Field 3,200-meter relay champion. An honor roll student and an NCPA Academic All-State selection, Kendall serves leadership positions on the National Honor Society, FBLA, Circle of Friends, and Multicultural Club at Wahoo. In her community, Kendall volunteers as a Salvation Army bell ringer during the holidays. Ladies and gentlemen, Kendall Brigham. Our next recipient is William Maka of Douglas County West High School. William maintains a 4.0 GPA while participating in cross-country, journalism, and track, an NCPA Academic All-State selection, and an honor roll student. William qualified for the 2018 and 2019 NSAA State Cross-Country Championships. At DC West, William is a member of the National Honor Society, Student Council, Robotics Club, and the Science Club. William is a summer school teacher, a youth outreach leader, and a middle school science fair judge in his community. Ladies and gentlemen, William Maka. Our final recipient this afternoon is Madison Eustahall of Fremont High School. Madison is a 3.91 student who participates in cross-country, music, and track. She was a member of the 2018 and 2019 NSAA Class A Girls State Cross-Country runner-up teams. An honor roll student, Madison is a member of the National Honor Society, Key Club, choir, and orchestra at Fremont. She volunteers at Methodist Fremont Health and is a volunteer coach for the Fremont Track Club in her community. Ladies and gentlemen, Madison Eustahall. And now let's give one more round of applause to the 2019-2020 U.S. Bank Believers and Achievers, the future leaders of Nebraska.
So congratulations to our Believers and Achievers, acknowledging and recognizing not only outstanding academic performance, but community service and athletic performance. When we come back, we'll take a look at highlights from half number 1 of this C2 title game. Oakland-Craig has the lead.
Shadron State College, offering several online master's programs. Students can earn an organizational management degree in human services, sports management, or natural resources. Shadron State College also offers an accredited online Master of Business Administration degree. The 8-week online courses allow students to work at their own pace wherever they are. Shadron State College, serving Nebraska and beyond since 1911. Information at csc.edu.
Early mornings, late nights, emotionally, physically, mentally tougher. Generations of trust, innovation, and hard work done side by side. The decisions you make for your land and livestock have a direct impact on your operation, the region, and the world. That is why we're there when you need us anytime, every time. We both have one chance, one season, one mission. Tougher together. Aurora and you.
I'm Nicole Brungart, and I'm a part of the U.S. Women's Bobsled team. I'm a 4-time All-American, and I'm from Norfolk, Nebraska. Bobsledding was definitely not in the picture when I was growing up, but I'm thankful to be where I'm at, and I'll never take that for granted. In my career, I'm getting bumped around, bruised in the back of the bobsled, so it's super important that I keep up with my sleep, my nutrition, seeing my trainer, seeing the chiropractor, and staying in the gym so I can be at the top of my game when competition comes.
The issue of trust. What is the state of the news media? And how is it viewed by Nebraskans? Hear a statewide conversation about media coverage in our society and how this relates to our democracy.
As a journalist, I show up to work and I do my job. My integrity is important to me.
Voices from a variety of perspectives come together in the NET production of An Issue of Trust, News Not Fiction.
Available now at netnebraska.org/issue of trust.
Let's take a look at some highlights from a chilly first half, chilly and wet first half here in the C2 title game. We opened up with the big hit for Oakland-Craig. Both defenses shut down each other in 3 and outs on the first possession for both teams, but then the Knights broke through. This big carry by Colton Thompson put the Knights in business, and then the muscle up front stuck it in. That made it 6-0. That's where we are right here. That's the only score. Big gain here.
Get one right there.
Yep. Big gain there by a 26-yard carry by Perrin. But the defense stepped up, shut him down, and kept him out of the end zone. Blake Johnson with the big tackle. And that's where we are here at half. You look at the rushing numbers, very similar. Total yards are similar. Fumbles, first downs, just time of possession in the favor of Sutton, but certainly not where it matters most, which is on the scoreboard.
Yeah, yards per play, which is something that a lot of analytics folks like to take a look at. Sutton is poo-pooing that a little bit, as though they've had the ball for almost 9 more minutes and still within one score here.
Apparently the rain getting on the lens. We're trying to clean things up here. Well, when we come back, we'll have third quarter action from here at Memorial Stadium. Oakland-Craig and Sutton.
Not just on the good days. Not just on the challenging ones. Not just during business hours. Or when relaxing. But always. For the past 125 years, Farmers Mutual of Nebraska. Always alongside you.
Education Quest, take 4.
Why do you want to go to college?
I get to figure out what I want to do with my life.
Independence, living on your own.
I need to prepare myself for the future.
What's your biggest challenge in going to college?
Probably the hardest part is the application.
Deciding where I want to go.
College is a little scary. It's a lot harder and a lot more work.
The financial side of it is really confusing.
So what if you had a friend you could ask?
Have you ever wondered what happens to soybeans after they're harvested? Every year, soybean farmers invest a portion of their soybean revenue to fund research, marketing, and promotion, which is called the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff. 80% of the harvested soybeans are crushed into soybean meal that's used to feed poultry and livestock. The other 20% is made into soybean oil that's used for cooking oil and biodiesel. To learn more about the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff, nebraskasoybeans.org.
Coverage of the 2019 NSAA High School Football Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest Foundation, the Nebraska Public Power District, Aurora Cooperative, Constellation Energy, Sarpy County Tourism. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. 6-0 here as we get ready for the start of the third quarter. Sean Callahan is down on the field.
Guys, I'm with Oakland-Craig head coach Joe Anderson. You're up 6-0 here. You've kind of controlled a lot of this game, but still 6-0. What did you like about the first half?
You know, I thought defensively we did a great job. You know, if you look at their running game, it's been really strong this year, and I thought we've done a good job of doing that and then controlling field position. You know, we got a good drive, got down there, scored, had one more opportunity in the red zone that we didn't get punched in there, but defensively is really winning this game for us right now.
What did you tell your team as far as finishing this thing off? What do you want to see?
You know, we need to be more physical. You know, we've been the more physical team all year long, and we need to fire off better on both sides of the football and see if we can take this first drive and go make something happen.
All right, Coach Anderson, good luck here in the second half.
All right, thank you very much.
So thank you very much to Joe Anderson for joining us here right before the start of the third quarter. Thanks to Sean Callahan for being down on the field, braving the conditions. It is a chilly one down there. The rain still coming down, wind still blowing at 20+ miles an hour. Tough afternoon / early evening for football here in Lincoln.
You get the sense that a 2-score game is a ton.
Yeah.
And this one.
Yeah.
With everything, all things being equal. Well, special teams come into play. Definitely you think field position would have to at some point.
Yep.
But again, none of that supersedes valuing the football.
I want to remind you, you can watch these championships live on your computer, tablet, or smartphone at netnebraska.org/sports or on the free Nebraska app. Live streaming also supported through Apple TV and Chromecast. And you can grab that app at netnebraska.org/apps. I want to remind you, coming up this week on NET, volleyball continues. Ohio State travels to Lincoln to take the court against the Huskers. Match play begins Saturday night, 7 Central on NET. Final weekend of the season before the postseason begins for Nebraska volleyball. Hard to believe we're already at that point where it's time to head into the postseason. Nebraska has been so good over the last 4 years in November and December. Just 4 losses total in those 2 months. 2 of those coming in the Final Four. 1 coming last week in a road sweep, being swept by Wisconsin.
How about the both teams, when you get ready to come out for a half like this and you know it's a 1-score game, it's the ability to kind of get started quickly. And sometimes it's all about the psychology of managing the weather. It's not so much about what's going on in the game.
Right.
And you get your body ready to go in conditions like this in a hurry.
Tavis Ewing back deep for Oakland-Craig. Jackson Anderson to kick it away. Little squib kick taken by the up man. Not much there. But it'll be good field position for the Knights. Out trots this Knights offense. See if they can put together another drive here. There is quarterback Colton Thompson. Four carries, 48 yards in the first half for Thompson, including that touchdown. He had the long of 42. He's 0 for 4 through the air. They'll keep it on the ground here. Good cutback, still on his feet is Lundqvist. Nice carry to start it by Ian Lundqvist.
Watch him just follow the lead blocker at the point of attack. That's Nelson kind of showing you his versatility.
Lundqvist is quickly into Mustang territory. Ball at the 41-yard line. That was a 20-yard carry for Lundqvist. He'll get the call again. Gain of 6 on first down brings up 2nd and 4. Now you said it. Which team is come out of that half with a little more juice? And right now, it's the Knights.
Working quickly, too. There's a difference between no huddle and hurry up. They're definitely not huddling, but they're not in a hurry.
Lundqvist again, good block by Caden Nelson out in front to open up room, and a first down for Lundqvist.
Mama, don't let your baby grow up to be a lead blocker. Caden Nelson. His dad's out there in a parka and a snow hat, and his son is laying wood. Goodness. Heard that collision up here.
It's like 4 carries here early for Lundqvist has led to first down. And Lundqvist continues to drive those feet and churn the yards. Another gain of 5+ on first down for Lundqvist. We'll call that 7 yards on first down. Brings up maybe a short or a long 6. Call it 2nd and 4.
Now Lundqvist has outstanding film. I was telling you earlier, it was hard for me to decide between whether I liked him on offense or defense. Been instrumental early in this first second half drive.
In the first half, Lundqvist racked up 5 total yards. Already 32+ in there for the touchdown. Carry by Jaron Meyer. So a heavy dose of Lundqvist. Jaron Meyer comes back the other way, and Oakland-Craig up 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, this one was done upstairs by the guys in the booth. It was set up nicely, good play design. It looks easy, and at home you say, where was everybody? But look at the formation. You get the lead blocker. Sutton is one short because they ran it to the closed side of the field. Boy, that was good work by that Oakland-Craig staff. Outstanding play call, nice design. Got to get lined up correctly.
Going for a 2-point conversion. Flipped is picked off. 2-point try, no good, but a 2-touchdown advantage for Oakland-Craig. So the Knights drew something up at halftime that worked. They come out of the locker room, 5 plays, 61 yards. It just took 1 minute and 56 seconds to put 6 on the board.
This is NET, Nebraska's public television station.
Dvorak Brothers Ranch's Red Angus understands that agriculture is the backbone of our state's proud educational and activities heritage. For 140 years, we've grown with Nebraska. We look forward to continuing the evolution of the beef industry and recognizing the rich past from which our state's educational programs have benefited. For information on our upcoming Red Angus bull sale or our family's history, DvorakBrothersRanches.com.
Explore your community and Nebraska with the NET member card as your guide. When you become an NET Sustaining Star at $7 a month or give a gift of $80 or more, you'll receive the NET member card. The member card app will help you explore all the benefits wherever you are. Call 800-989-8236.
12-0. Oakland-Craig on top early on here in quarter number 3. They take the opening drive of the second half. Goes 61 yards for the touchdown.
Tell you what, crisp too. Really, really crisp. You could tell that the dry erase board and the talk at half did them well. They saw something they liked.
That'll be taken by Quentin Jones. Jones to the near side. Still on his feet. He'll get back to about the 29-yard line on the return for Quinton Jones.
Pretty impressive. Almost got to the wide side of the field.
Well, this Sutton Mustangs team has been running the ball very effectively throughout the postseason. In fact, their lowest rushing yard output in the postseason was against Battle Creek, when they put up 421 yards. That was the least amount of rushing yards.
Well, you talk about a storied program in Battle Creek. That just you saying the name out loud conjures up some memories. Matt Hoskinson and the Euler
boys, yeah. Bob Schnitzler, the longtime coach there at Battle Creek. At one point, the all-time winningest coach in Nebraska high school football history. Nothing there for the Mustangs as it's piled up inside, led by Wyatt Segrin. Lawrence Brands was also there to stop Corey Carlson.
Even the crowd appears to have upped their energy. Maybe they're recharged. A couple of the Larry Putney special hot chocolates, and they're good to go.
What exactly is that special hot chocolate?
I don't know. Something that probably tastes like breakfast cereal milk or something. Umchata. I don't know. Something Putney-esque.
As it doesn't have a rainbow or umbrella in it, we're fine.
Close enough.
Here's Wiseman. Good carry by Kane Wiseman.
Well, I like his game. He's smart, he's athletic, he's undersized, he couldn't care less.
Right?
All of the above. Look at this. It's a pretty good David Copperfield impersonation. He disappeared in front of 3.
Wow. Said he's not big, but he is elusive and hard to get a hand on. And we've certainly seen that.
I like his command.
Look at that, fakes the option pitch, keeps it, grinds forward, and a nice carry once again by Wiseman.
I like his command a ton. He knows where the creases are, the design of the offense. As we take a look at the replay here, I think I'll just tuck this up. Very good. We've seen some of these guys in space that just have this innate ability on this field at the high school level. Remember Wyatt Mazur?
Oh, sure.
Noah Pellin from David City. These guys that they get in space, and it's like they know where the danger is.
Well, they knew where Wiseman was right there. Big play by Lundquist coming up from the strong safety. Michael Moline led the charge. Certainly disruptive.
Yeah, right at the point of attack.
Second down and long now. We'll call it 14. Take the pitch again. Spun out of one tackle. Falls forward, and for a little back, he always seems to be falling forward.
Yeah, he can't weigh but about 150. And he plays much, much bigger. I'm a big fan of I always use the term running behind your pads, because a lot of times it's not your weight, it's how you deliver the lumber once you're in contact, and he gets behind every bit of those pads. No business falling forward for an extra 2 yards right there. Just a little want to.
4 down territory here, 3rd and 6 for the Mustangs. Good pitch out to Perrin. Puts his shoulder pad down, barrels into contact, but gets maybe a yard.
Yeah, did a good job. Could have been a little poor sportsmanship over on the sidelines, but Teal will have his say before it's over. Just keep it above board and keep playing. A big, strong back right there. That is a collision.
So they'll go for it here on 4th and 4. to throw. Just through the fingertips of both the defender and the intended receiver.
Yeah, in a game like this, that's often the difference, right? Got a good chance at it. Ball's underthrown, but it's always, I always tell people, I think playing a ball in the air is one of the more difficult things to do in football. It's just not natural. A lot of people, the minute they look up, you know, it's all of a sudden they're stumbling or tripping over something. I tell people that think they can go catch those, I said, hey, try jogging down the street and just look up once. Let me know what happens to you.
It's like tracking a baseball in the outfield.
Yeah.
Seems easy until you're on a dead sprint and the ball's moving all over the place. Good carry by Lundquist again. Nice stiff arm by Lundquist. Ian Lundquist with a quick first down after the change of possession.
Yeah, he forced me to do a couple of rewinds or pullbacks on the old huddle clip. It's physical for a guy that's smaller in stature. Didn't give much to hit either. Didn't have a ton of carries on the season, right around 120, but he was efficient.
Lundquist again. Good tackle from the left quarterback, Dawson Newnenkamp in there. Newnenkamp with 34 tackles on the year. Second on the team with 3 interceptions for the 5'11" senior.
If you're a big fan of body language, Sutton not getting up lined up quite near as quick as they were in the first half. See how they're a little late to their stance.
Second down and about 7 yards.
Oh, miss a line there.
Down the near sideline goes Meyer, still on his feet, and driven out of bounds. What a nice job Meyer did holding on to that ball late with just one hand.
Yeah, that was doomed from the start. Sutton struggled to get lined up. They were late. A little miscommunication right off the bat, and then all of a sudden 2 guys, same fit equals huge crease. And 1-5 doesn't need much. Got the ball in the wrong arm, but I'm going to go ahead and assume he knew that he stepped out. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
It's nice of you wearing the cast on the other one. So they'll go to the replay here and see if he stepped out of bounds. It was very close. I thought maybe his...
He did. He stepped out.
You think?
Yeah.
I thought the heel was up off the ground and the toe stayed in. Let's take a look.
I shouldn't be so definitive, should I?
You might be right. Yep, you got it.
Thank you. He's probably looking at me like, yeah, get the ball in the outside arm, huh? You looked at my thumb?
And here is the replay protocol again. Again, they always assume that the ruling on the field is correct, but if they see indisputable evidence of something, they'll buzz down, stop the play, and review. And examples of what they might review would be scoring, turnovers, and you see it listed there. Timing errors, player down, out of bounds, and a ball spot. Through 3 games yesterday, we had a total of 11 challenges. 3 were overturned. We've had 4 today.
And contrary to popular belief, I don't think officials officiate games concerned about making mistakes or being upstaged by replay. I think, you know, they want to get it right too, for all intents and purposes. And like I said, we're afforded the luxury with guys like Marr overseeing the replay. It's reason he oversees the Pac-12. He is extremely good at what he does. I like the communication. They do a good job of talking.
Yeah, and we also benefit from multiple camera angles and the slow-mo. And
oh, I think the guys in the truck here at NET enjoy showing off. They know where to be.
That's right. So this will likely come back. And the ball will be spotted at the 31-yard line, just shy of the 29.
I'm going to go 29 and a half here.
Shy of the 29.
I'm not really well versed in terms of like technology, but I'm sure there's greater than 1080 now. 1080, is it DPI or just PI?
Well, I thought it was
with the pixels.
1080p, but I think it's better than that now.
So is there better? Because
I think so, yeah.
That was pretty crisp and clear. So it's 1080p to the 10th power. Is that real?
There you go.
For the review,
let's make it up.
The runner stepped out of bounds at the 29-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 29. Clock operator, please reset the clock to 5:35.
Boy, poor Aaron, he looks miserable out there.
Well, speaking of that, let's see what Sean says about the weather.
Guys, it was cleared up here as the half started, but it's coming down with a hard freezing rain, about as hard as we've had all day. So hopefully this is not a sign to come for what's later tonight for Bellevue West Side, but freezing rain and drizzle coming down about as hard as we've seen it all day.
Sean, is it cold?
Is it cold? Yeah, no, it is what it is. The wind is probably the issue. It swirls around down here quite a bit.
Listen to Sean, it is what it is.
He's a tough guy.
Yeah.
Nobody delivers.
That's why we put him down there.
Yeah, right?
You know, if he was Damon Benning, he'd be up here.
Oh, without question. I can't stand being wet. Tell you that right now. Not even going to pretend. I prefer to be cold, whatever.
2nd down and 4 for the Knights. Lundquist at the top of the eye. No check that. That's Meyer, and Meyer takes the carry. You might be concerned about maybe, you know, with that cast on and a fumble, but in talking with Joe Anderson, after that cast went on, Meyer apparently fumbled one of his first carries after that, but quickly adapted after that and has not had problems fumbling since.
Yeah, it's got to take some getting used to, obviously, especially if he's right-handed. Well, sometimes ball carriers, we think conventionally inside-outside, but there's typically a preferred arm.
Mm-hmm. Give to the fullback, Caden Nelson. Just needed about 1 or 2 and got it for the 1st down. So they move the chains, be 1st down at the 18-yard line here for the Knights. Short gain for Lundquist. Down to the 16, brings up 2nd down and 8. And you can see it's turned to snow down there, or maybe a combination of snow and rain.
See, that's that 1080 stuff. We can see that clear as day.
Right.
Thanks for placating. I love it.
I don't think they talk in terms of 1080. It's just like 4K now.
I don't have any idea.
Back to throw. Thompson out into the flat. Did Brock Lord give you that message, or did you just tell me to stick to football? Or was that both of us?
That might have been both. Wouldn't be the first time I've been told to stick to sports.
Good grab here by Caden Nelson. First completed pass of the game. What? Is that right? First completed pass of the game for either team.
Yeah, you throwing the ball in this?
Wow. I would have thought somebody would have had a completion by now, though. Wow. 1 for 5 for Oakland-Craig. Sutton has yet to attempt a pass. Meyer again leans forward down to about the 10-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down at 4th and 3 upcoming from the 11. So if you are a Sutton Mustang fan, this becomes a very big play here late in quarter number 3. You're down 2 touchdowns. The opponent deep in your territory, going for it on 4th and 3. Quarterback keep. Here's Thompson. Thompson leans forward very near a 1st down. We'll have to see where they spot it. as he landed right about the 8, and that's what he needed to get the first.
Yeah, just inside the 8 is where he needed. We'll see where he gets the spot. Boy, that is going to be close. And there's a flag on the play. Maybe a moot point.
Yep, they're backing up. But it has turned to snow here at Memorial Stadium. And look how fast that snow is falling in front of us.
Yeah, in case you haven't heard, but I'm sure you have, I am not a great driver, so I
10-yard penalty
appreciate
from the spot of the
not
foul.
focusing on the weather.
The fourth
Get out
down.
of the field, Deshaun.
Yeah, guys, they're trying to determine if he got the first down there. Obviously, if he didn't get it, they would have declined the penalty, and the officials were trying to figure that out. He would have had the first down, so they moved the ball back here.
So it will bring up another 4th down then. 4th now and 14. One more look as he picked up the first down. Let's see where the hold is. Right there, grabbed a handful of jersey. On 4th and 14, nowhere to go. Coulter Teal. Good tackle made by Corey Carlson. Nice play by Carlson. Inside out.
Again, I'm just going to remind you, you wrestled at 132 pounds in February. You've got enough fingers, right? You know
Wow.
this is November.
That's right. Yeah, that's why Ron Higdon was in not too long ago talking about, you know, the protocol they have to go through to determine what weight they should be wrestling. So these guys aren't gaining 40 pounds for football and losing 35 to wrestle.
Yeah, I coached a couple of guys like that wanted to stay, you know, a certain weight. A lot of times it wasn't advantageous. So I'm glad they moved the weigh-ins back, you know, to a good portion in December to give those guys a chance.
So here's Cade Wiseman. It was a big play for Sutton on 4th down, and now an opportunity to put a drive together to try to get back into this. Pass over the middle, incomplete. First passing attempt for Sutton in the game.
Wiseman is a competitor, constantly communicating. You want that in your quarterback. It appears to be constructive. One of those guys that likes to receive instruction. I wouldn't have any problems playing with him.
He was one of the backup running backs behind Perrin last year. They brought him in a couple of times just as kind of a scat back, change of pace, and realized they might have something here with this kid at quarterback. Gave him an opportunity, and they have moved him to quarterback, and it's certainly made them better with Perrin being able to go back to the I-back spot. Perrin no longer the quarterback now as he was previously. Wiseman.
Oakland-Craig.
Wiseman taking over at quarterback, and timeout is called by the Knights. 1:37 to go here in this third quarter. Still 12-0. Knights on top. Well, we asked you earlier for an answer to our trivia question. Our question was 1975 was the first recorded game in C2 State Football Championship history. Who were the two teams that played? And who was the winner? Well, Brian Kesting of Carroll, Nebraska knew that it was Grant and Scribner. And Grant won that 30-7 in the first ever C2 title game. We'll be sending you a t-shirt, state championship t-shirt from NET. Third down and 8. Option right, pitches out to Perrin. One defender is there, he slips that. Puts the shoulder down and driven out of bounds by Michael Brands. That'll bring up 4th down, deep in their own territory. And what do you think here, Damon?
I tell you what, you got to punt the football. You're still a turnover away from being in it with, you got 16 minutes and some change to play. Anything can happen with weather like this, and you got to hope for, or go get a turnover. Excuse me, a takeaway. You like to control takeaways. You hope for turnovers.
So Quentin Jones is in there to punt it away. No one deep for the Knights as they're punting into the wind. Punt goes end over end. Rolls down inside the 35. And will roll dead just outside the 32-yard line.
I'm telling you, somewhere out there, Jason Garrett is mad. Sutton didn't call a timeout.
How does that happen?
No.
How do you allow Bill Belichick's adjustment?
And then to get a penalty. But hey, I'm sure we got some Dallas fans out there. I apologize. I got enough problems with my Steelers.
I'm still upset about the 2 tripping calls on the offensive line that were not tripping calls.
My favorite are the apologies, though. Hey, you know, we're sorry.
Right. Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
You're sorry. How
about that win column?
You're sorry you converted on the game.
Is that going to change?
The drive that would have given you the lead, right? Stepping through is Meyer again. Good carry by Meyer. A nice gain on first down. That'll keep them on pace.
He's awful tough. Here's my broken thumb. Let me help you up with that hand. Hey, just zero reluctance. You figure it's got to be a little slippery out there. Ball is wet. You couldn't care less either.
Gain of 6 on first down. Give to the fullback. Here is Caden with the carry. Caden Nelson. Enough for a first down.
His dad was always real fit, stayed in tip-top shape. I told you his mom is a runner. He probably doesn't have any problems with stamina in the Nelson household.
Time ticking away here in this third quarter. This might be the last play of the quarter. The carry by Meyer. Another nice gain on first down.
That may have come out.
Right at midfield.
Well, I don't know. I thought that may have come out. We'll go to the fourth and take a look.
12 minutes to go here in this championship game between the Knights of Oakland-Craig and the Mustangs of Sutton. It's 12-zip, Oakland-Craig.
Nebraska's rich history of high school sports is alive at the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame.
Interactive exhibits bring the action to life. Historic memorabilia preserve the rich heritage, recognizing teams, athletes, coaches, administrators, and community members. The Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame in the NSAA headquarters just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street in Lincoln. More at nebhalloffame.org.
From outstanding performances to engaging dramas and the most trusted news and public affairs in America, your donation makes it possible for NET to bring all this to Nebraskans every day. As this year comes to a close, give generously to help create a brilliant new year of public television. Your donation makes a difference. Online at netnebraska.org or call 800-989-8236. Thank you.
Well, we're back here at Memorial Stadium along with Damon Benning. I'm Larry Putney. It's good to have you with us here at Memorial Stadium for this Class C2 state title between the Mustangs of Sutton and the Knights of Oakland-Craig. And hey, good news for students at Oakland-Craig. Not only are they leading this 12-0 and hoping to bring home their first championship since '95, but school just got called off for tomorrow. They don't want the kids to be on the road after this game, so they're saying, stay where you're at, be safe, hang out in Lincoln. No need to come back because we don't have school tomorrow.
I didn't even know that was an option.
To go back to school?
I don't think Omaha has school tomorrow, do they? Do you guys have school tomorrow?
I don't think so.
See, you made it sound like I was speaking Portuguese.
Yeah.
That's what they speak in Brazil. I know you thought it was Brazilian.
That was posted on their feed about an hour ago, so they've canceled school for tomorrow. You know what else they posted on their Twitter feed?
What's that?
Mrs. Loftus is the queen of pumpkin pies.
Really?
That's what they said. Limping off the field is Ian Lundquist.
Yeah, that's the second time.
Yeah. Looks like a cramp. Yep. Ooh, those calf cramps, huh?
Yeah, and it's not really about, you know, cold versus heat in terms of weather either. Hydration is hydration.
Yep. Stacked up right at the 45, so no gain in back-to-back plays. Call it one, brings up 3rd down and 9 for the Knights.
Can't tell you how impressed I am with Jarvis Smith on both sides of the football for Sutton. He's been tough to move on defense and done a ton of moving on offense. He's creating piles.
Third down and 9. Under center goes Thompson. A give on the end around. Carried by Teal, and Teal not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's a really good tackle, getting up underneath the chin. And it's Corey Carlson. A little high for a double leg, but he knows how to bring his hands. Watch him stop Teal right in his tracks on the cutback. Thinks he sees a crease. Nope, no sir. And bring his hands. Oh, that is textbook. Run the feet, young fella.
So on 4th down and 7, the punting team is in. Quentin Jones goes back deep for the Mustangs. Kick is away. Lands at about the 14, rolls inside the 5, inside the 4, down to the 1, and that's where it'll be stopped.
Well, we have seen some quality special teams these last 2 days. A lot of it has come from the punting game.
And now if you're Sutton, you need to be very careful down here deep in your own end zone.
Now you're talking about ball handling. You're talking about snapping the football. You got to value the rock. There's a reason there's only one of them, right?
So the Mustangs take over inside their own 1-yard line.
Shadows of North Stadium.
Given the backfield, Parent is hitting the backfield, leans forward. Did not get the safety. Leaned out at the last minute. Forward progress got him out of the end zone.
He needed all 6 feet, didn't he?
Here it is again.
Boy, that is
great effort too to get out. Just that last lunge cleared the goal line. Stacked up the Maryland eye again. Here's going to be quarterback keep. Good gain by Cade Wiseman.
Yeah, when they're not sitting in those double gate with 2 shades or those 2-8 gap D tackles, that is there for the taking. You just can't make a living with it, but it can get you out of the shadows of the goal line. It's a little quick hitter. Just a little pen, natural crease. Nelson just doesn't give you anything cheap, does he?
Right. Right.
Going in, cleaning up the pile there.
6 yards to go on 3rd down. Wiseman stacked up right at the 5, and nothing there. Leading the way for Oakland-Craig is Blake Johnson. Lawrence Brands was also in there.
I really like Seagren, 81. He does a good job of using his hands. Sometimes it's tough for those long, tall guys to really utilize their leverage. He's fantastic with his hands.
Quentin Jones to punt it away out of his own end zone. Got it away. High kick into the air. Lands the 35. Takes a nice roll for the Mustangs and out of bounds at the 43. Knights will take over in Mustang territory. 7:16 to go here in this fourth quarter, and Oakland-Craig clinging to that 2-touchdown lead, 12-0. I want to remind you, this is a good time for you to connect with us on Facebook or Twitter. You can add a comment, catch up on the latest Nebraska sports information. Just be sure to like NET Sports and Big Red Wrap-Up. Join in the conversation, and be sure to check out highlights from all of these games throughout the day across our social media profiles and platforms. Remember that kick last night from Sebastian Harsh out of the end zone, snapped over his head. He goes back into the end zone.
I do. Arguably the play of the game.
We had about 100,000 views on Twitter that play.
Somebody told me it was on ESPN.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. Again, another cramp. I know sometimes people don't get it, but here's the tendency. When it's cold out, you often don't hydrate the way you should because you're not thirsty. Cramps don't have anything to do with heat or cold. It is all about how liquid those muscles are. That's really not the right scientific term, but you've got to, hydration is hydration. Nobody wants liquid muscles. I know you think you do that when you drink your protein shakes, but that's a different sort of liquid muscles.
Doing, you know, like when I'm doing my Thanksgiving turkey, I either brine it or like to inject it, or, you know, is that what you're talking about? Same thing?
Not exactly.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like the 1080p, right?
That's right.
I think it's just 4K. What?
I want to remind you, if you'd like a DVD of this afternoon's game, you can give us a call at 800-868-1868. Just $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Knifing through and making a nice play out of the backfield is Corey Carlson. Negative yardage play for the Knights. Second half, it has been dominated by Oakland-Craig, 143 yards to 47 for the Mustangs of Sutton. One of these two teams is going to win their first state championship in a long time. It's been since 1995 for Oakland-Craig. Sutton hasn't won a boys state football title since 1988.
Game has moved so, it's at a rapid pace.
Right now, Oakland-Craig is just trying to chew clock here a little bit as we're down inside of 6 minutes.
That'll happen with so few pass attempts.
You see the two times that they were runners up in 97 and 15. That lone state title was in 95, and we mentioned off the top that the head coach now, Joe Anderson, was a player on that team. He was a starting offensive lineman and defensive end. His quarterback's coach on this team, Andy Rinnerfelt, was the quarterback on that team. And they drew the Mustangs offsides.
Dead ball. Approach.
Puts it at about defense. A 4th and 2.
5-yard penalty. 4th down.
4th and 3. Do you try to deliver the nail?
Steve Raymer wanted clarification there.
Well, it looks like they're going to.
So here they are on 4th and 3. Opportunity to pick up a first down, keep working the clock. Salt this one away.
Look who's back.
Timeout taken by the Knights.
Ian Lundquist. I don't think I didn't notice that Steelers hat on the sidelines.
Steelers. Well, if you love watching Nebraska high school championships on NET, with your generous donation to NET, you help us produce more than 200 hours of sports programming each and every year, including events like this, the State High School Football Championships. We'd love you to show your support by joining the NET Sports Partners Club at $10 a month, and we'll send you an exclusive NET Sports Partners Club fleece jacket. So to get your NET jacket, call 800-634-6788 or visit netnebraska.org/donate.
Talking with Kevin Schutz on social media, who does television here in Lincoln. He kind of owns the Lincoln high school scene. I mean, the guy works his tail off. He said, is that just me or those insanely wide splits? No, it's not just you. We've talked about that quite a bit. Kind of creates those natural running lanes. It is by design.
You can't get anything by Kevin Schutz, can you?
No. It's all over the place.
Pulling it down, under pressure, and he'll be dropped right at the line to gain. We'll see where the spot is, and I think you're going to give it to him by about a half yard.
A good, tough, physical run. Looked like it was wide. You know, it had parted nicely, but with the lack of footing and egg hole closed in a hurry. And anytime you see guys like Corey Carlson, and look out below. That's a pretty good job with the spot. That's right.
So the clock continues to tick, under 5 minutes now, as Oakland-Craig continues to grind clock here with a 2-touchdown lead. Caden Meyer right up the middle. Check it, Caden Nelson up the middle.
Boy, that is trap game. That almost went. As high strung as Caden has been, can you imagine what celebration that would have looked like? Between him beating himself in the head and jumping up and down and him hitting anything that moves. Look how quick this was. Boy, quick hitter.
Gain of 5 on first down, 2nd down and 5. Ball on the ground. Nelson right back on top of it.
Yeah, Thompson's got to get that one kind of in the pouch. A little low on the hip.
Brings up 3rd down and 5 as Thompson gets the play from the sideline. Just letting that clock tick down as they watch the clock. Lundquist very near a first down. In fact, right at the yard marker, right at that line to gain. We'll see if they give it to him.
A little brotherly love right there. First time we've maybe seen that combo of the tackle, 71-3. Family affair.
Yeah. Wiseman, 7 different sets of brothers on this Mustang squad.
Yeah, Cade's probably telling Hunter, where were you, big fella?
So they do give them the first down off of that last gain. So 1st and 10. And there is Nelson again, just churning away yards inside. Takes it down to the 13-yard line. That'll bring up another first down.
It's interesting. If I could, the $64,000 question is, I want to ask Caden where he got his toughness. I guarantee you it has to be his mom. There's no way it was his dad. Merritt's a good egg.
You're going to go back and create a GIF of that comment and use it forever, aren't you? Just setting yourself up. Nice play inside. Hunter Wiseman with the stop. Good tackle by Wiseman. No gain on the play.
A little stunt, slamming down the B gap. Kind of selling out a little bit to stop the inside run game where you know they're trying to salt clock.
Carry again by Lundqvist. Timeout taken by the Mustangs. Mustangs with 2 timeouts remaining. That'll bring up 3rd down and 9. Well, sports fans, NET is for you. We bring you more Nebraska high school sports than any other Nebraska network. More information on dates, times, DVD sales, and available webcasts. Just visit netnebraska.org. Check us out on Facebook as well at facebook.com/NET Sports. We're posting highlights of these state championships from all the games on our Facebook page. Already crowned 4 state champions. This will be the 5th. And after this, we have 1 left, Damon. That's Class A tonight. That should be a good one between West Side and Bell West.
Yeah, no shortage of talent on the field for that one.
Well, they have 5 Division I players on Bell West's offense alone.
We have 3 in the wide receiving.
Right.
And you're going against a two Division I defensive backs / one's a quasi linebacker, pseudo linebacker, and Grant Taggy and Avante Dickerson.
Looking forward to that Dickerson-Betts matchup.
I am.
Ball is out. What a great recovery. Right back on it is Thompson.
I think one of those for Thompson, he's thinking he didn't want to hear from Uncle Lane, right?
Right.
Yeah. He said, hey, I'm in town. I'm here to watch you play. Good job.
So another timeout taken to stop the clock with 1:16 to go. And it'll be 4th down and 11. Expect Oakland-Craig to run another play here. I want to remind you, coming up later on NET Sports, our final state championship of 2019. It's going to be West Side versus Bellevue West. Kickoff 7:15. We'll take the air tonight at 7 o'clock right here on NET along with Damon Benning. I'll be here as well. Sean Callahan will again be braving the temperatures down on the sideline, providing all of the insight from some of those outstanding players, their recruiting stories, where they're headed.
Yeah, that will be 2 outstanding staffs, right? Punch, counter punch.
Oh.
Will Dickerson be up to the challenge? He will have his hands full. Keegan Johnson, Xavier Betts, Sullivan, Helms.
You think he chases Betts?
You know, he can play a couple of different spots. I don't think they'll compromise their defense, but the X factor, there's 2 for Westside. That's Haberman and Taggy. They'll help out quite a bit.
Taggy just out, and look, we come back to the touchdown. Lundqvist on 4th and 11. And that will close it out.
You sell out to stop the inside run game. You're trying to play tendency.
An exclamation point for Oakland-Craig. And that seals that school's first state championship since 1995.
Look at this at the point of attack. Some bad eyes right there, running out of the fit. The hole opens up. You know he's getting downhill. It's right there in your living room.
Tell you, he popped on film. He was all over the place.
20 carries, 77 yards for Ian Lundquist in the game.
You knew it wasn't going to be easy.
Right. Long of 20 and punches in that touchdown there. So Meyer, Lundquist, Thompson, all with touchdowns here in this game. Let's go down to the field to Sean Callahan.
Guys, there's so much celebrating by Oakland-Craig there. They forgot to call play for the 2-point conversion, and one of the coaches goes, you know what, who cares? We got timeouts. Let's just use a timeout here and worry about it. So a lot of celebrating going on already here on the Oakland-Craig sideline.
Well, and for good reason. They were here in 2015. They thought that might be the 20th anniversary of their previous championship, that it just made sense they would win it 20 years later, and came up short. Now back here in 2019, so 24 years after they won their last state title, Oakland-Craig is taking home a second. And Joe Anderson, after playing on the team in '95, is the head coach of the Champs here in 2019. Extra point is good. High fives all around, and that's an awful lot of celebration for an extra point. Sean, what's going on?
Yeah, Oakland-Craig didn't have a kicker going into today. Jack Pilley, their standout kicker, tore his ACL. He's also a great hurdler and track athlete, so out for the season, and they didn't want to go for 2 here, I think, just to stay classy, and they just let a guy try an extra point, and he makes the extra point. So just having fun out here, trying to get it done.
Yeah, how about that?
Yep.
Everybody's kind of gone out there and had their buddy or their sibling kind of hold the ball with their finger and probably broke every digit on their hand trying to be a fake field goal kicker. Coach, I can do it.
Charlie Brown had that happen to him a lot. Look at this.
Look at the body language. Wheel it in there, coach. Just wheel it in.
Well played game for these Knights. Off the fingertips of Dawson Nudenkamp and out of bounds.
Yeah, you just want to make a play there. I get it, Goose. I'm trying to field that thing too. Let me get this right. You got an athletic director and a principal that are on the sidelines as coaches, and school is canceled while the game is going. Who was on that phone call chain of command? The soup call down to the principal? I mean,
right.
How does that work?
Right.
You guys enjoy, celebrate.
No doubt. Wiseman with the carry. Good hit by Michael Brands again.
And he's finishing the game how he started, yelling at himself.
Yeah.
You get the sense he revs fairly high.
Yeah.
Right? I think it started with the game's opening kickoff.
Got a pretty good motor.
Sutton actually did a good job neutralizing him for the most part. He's a really good player.
Yep. 22nd carry of the game for Cade Wiseman, as he nears 90 total yards in the game. He's now at 89 on 22 carries. Could be the final play here. Wiseman carries far side, popped out and out of bounds. I'll have one more opportunity. 7 seconds to go.
Safe to say we won't see any Gatorade baths tonight?
Well, we'll see. You think they pulled it away? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, I know with as many cramps as we've had,
yeah.
I would imagine that liquids may be in short supply.
You're probably right. Big smile there from Joe Anderson. Hugs for his coaching staff of Andy Rinnerfelt, Rusty Droscher, Dallas Sweet, Scott Gazinski, Merritt Nelson, who you mentioned helps coach the D-line and running backs.
Yeah, good to see him come out of that Eskimo parka that he had on earlier. He waited till the game was over. Yeah, I was that guy that just wore a polo and a dry fit. No, Merritt, we saw you in the Eskimo bomber.
There's some big smiles on that sideline.
Yeah, they're on some run since 2015.
Yeah.
2 state appearances, 3 semis.
Yep. Wiseman back to pass. Under pressure, rolls to his right, beaten down on him. Ball loose. On the final play, recovered by Michael Brands. What a way to finish as the Knights take home their first state title in 24 years.
Caused by Seagrams, picked up and recovered by Brands. Very fitting for that defense.
Quite the celebration there for Oakland-Craig. Handshakes both sides, and when we come back, we will have medal and trophy presentations for the runners-up from the Sutton Mustangs. Also honor the Knights of Oakland-Craig, the state champs in Class C2. When we come back on NET Sports.
This is NET, Nebraska's public television station.
So you don't think McConnell will have to resort to the so-called nuclear option?
I'm hopeful that he doesn't.
Are you questioning whether there is a movement of people in this country who are white nationalists?
What I'm saying is I haven't seen it.
How much of a dent recycling is making?
The way we recycle plastic at the moment, it's part of the problem.
Today, Western governments accuse the FSB of waging a kind of hybrid war with a new kind of soldier, hackers.
Weeknights at 6 Central on NET.
Make Wednesday night on PBS your destination for exploration, beginning with nature.
The huge holes they dig are taken over by other creatures.
Followed by Nova.
Researchers are tracking the most vulnerable animals.
And the PBS NewsHour presents.
It's hurting animals. It's in our food chain. Plastic is everywhere.
Nature, Nova, and the PBS NewsHour presents Wednesday night, starting at 8/7 Central, only on PBS.
Coverage of the 2019 NSAA High School Football Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest Foundation, the Nebraska Public Power District, Aurora Cooperative, Constellation Energy, Sarpy County Tourism. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. Welcome back in here to Memorial Stadium. The celebration begins. Joe Anderson and his Oakland-Craig Knights celebrate a state championship in Class C2.
Come so close. I believe last time they were here, they ran into that buzzsaw known as David City.
Yep. Well, if you'd like a DVD copy of these state high school championships, it's easy. Just give us a call at 800-868-1868 for just $19.95 plus shipping and handling. A copy can be yours. Once again, 800-868-1868 or log on to netnebraska.org/sports. Time now to introduce you to the runners-up and medal and trophy presentations. For that, we go to Steve Lemon.
The Nebraska School Activities Association is honored to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. Presentations will be made by NSAA Executive Director Jay Beller, NSAA Board of Directors Thomas Lee from Omaha Northwest, Kathy Wieskamp from Lincoln Public Schools, and U.S. Bank Representative Jeff McCown. Here are the awards for runner-up Sutton High School. Head coach Steve Raymer and his assistants will present the silver medals. Players, please come forward as your name is called. Number 1, Jackson Perrin. Number 2, Dawson Neunenkamp. Number 3, Cade Wiseman. Number 5, Quentin Jones. Number 6, Miles Jones. Number 8, Garrison Perrin. Number 9, Jackson Anderson. Number 10, Tyson Scheidman. Number 11, Paxton Olson. Number 13, Colton Haight. Number 14, Jose Lopez. Number 16, Mari Bautista. Number 17, Jesse Bergen. Number 18, Matthew Davis. Number 21, Grayson Stengel. Number 22, Wyatt Bergen. Number 23, Corey Carlson. Number 28, William Burns. Number 33, Scotty Marshall. Number 45, Adam Reese. Number 49, Jesse Herndon. Number 54, Vance Smith. Number 55, Clayton Kloss. Number 58, Joseph Heinrichs. Number 61, Kai Stolka. Number 65, Eli Skolka. Number 67, Nathan Ladhoff. Number 68, Jason Peterson. Number 70, Jarvis Smith. Number 71, Hunter Wiseman. Number 72, Alvino Sanchez. Number 74, Braden Peterworth. Number 75, Adrian Avila. Number 76, Caleb Ladhoff. Number 78, Hayden Schweitzer. Number 80, Tyler Baldwin. Number 84, Jacob Haight. And number 86, Noah Gwenup. For these outstanding athletes and their school, here's the 2019 NSAA Class C2 State Football Runner-Up Trophy. Congratulations, Sutton High School.
C2 runner-up from Sutton, the Mustangs. What a great season for Sutton. They finished the year 11-2. Only 2 losses to Kearney Catholic, and then here in the state championship game to the eventual state champs, Oakland-Craig. Good crowd support down here today for Sutton.
I tell you, if you talk to a lot of people that cover the sport, and there's a couple who, you know, I've been there constantly. I think they expected, you know, Oakland-Craig to win, but maybe in more convincing fashion. I think Sutton showed extremely well against a potent, high-powered attack. Now, listen, the weather can be a great neutralizer, but it's for everybody.
Right. Well, let's go back to Steve Lemon now for the medals and trophies of our champs.
Oakland-Craig High School. Head coach Joe Anderson, we have a special award for you. Coach Anderson and his assistants will present the gold medals. Players, please come forward as your name is called. Number 1, Dawson Rhodes. Number 3, Colton Thompson. Number 4, Carson Thompson. Number 5, Luke Richards. Number 6, Trenton Arlt. Number 7, Gunnar Ray. Number 8, Owen Anderson. Number 10, Blake Johnson. Number 12, Gavin Enstrom. Number 13, Coulter Teal. Number 14, Carter Bousquet. Number 15, Jaron Meyer. Number 16, Grady Gatewood. Number 18, Aiden Jorgensen. Number 20, Hayden Nelson. Number 22, Jack Pilley. Number 23, Ian Lundquist. Number 24, LJ McNeil. Number 34, Connor Gwill. Number 41, Havis Ewing. Number 42, Peyton Novak. Number 50, Landon Hilliard. Number 51, Tom Moline. Number 53, Mike Brands. Number 54, Elliot Johnson. Number 55, Miles Pearson. Number 57, Jaden Harney. Number 58, Jack Selkin. Number 60, Keenan Brown. Number 62, Caleb Seckler.
Oh, it's great. I love it.
Number 63, Ryan Smith. Number 66, Trevor Weitzenkamp. Number 68, Jaron Metzler. Number 70, Jonathan Dixon. Number 71, Alec Mockenhaupt. Number 72, Braden Selk. Number 75, Mike Moline. Number 77, Lawrence Brands. Number 80, Trey Deemer. Number 81, Wyatt Seagren. And number 84, Grant Seagren. Presenting the championship game ball from Farmers Mutual Insurance is Vice President Agencies Andy Kraus. And now for these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2019 NSAA Class C2 State Football Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Oakland-Craig High School.
Well, congratulations to the C2 champs from Oakland-Craig. That school's first title since 1995.
Yeah, earlier when I referenced Noah Pellin and then David City, I should not assume that people knew I was not talking about Public. It is Aquinas. David City Aquinas is who I was talking about with Noah Pellin, and the last time that Oakland-Craig was here.
Let's go down to the field, Sean Callahan.
Guys, I'm with the victorious Joe Anderson. Coach, you were on the team in '95. You bring back another state championship for Oakland-Craig. How sweet is this moment for your program?
It's great. I'm so happy for this group of kids. They've worked so hard this year, and you know they're a bunch of great football players, obviously, but more importantly, a bunch of great young men that have just done everything we've asked, done the right things on the field and off the field, and this group of guys definitely deserve this. So I'm just so happy for them to have this opportunity.
You guys were here in 2015. How many of these guys were just young boys kind of watching that, hoping they'd get their chance to be here?
Well, all 8 of the seniors are student managers. You know, that's kind of something we do each year, and they were all on the sideline and saw the disappointment, and they've talked about it for the last 4 years that, you know, they want to get back here, and they did everything they needed to, so it was fun to see it happen.
Your quarterback today, Colton, had a heck of a game. I mean, what has he meant, and just what has he brought?
I'll tell you what, you know, he is patient. You know, every year, this is his first year as a starter for us this year, and the amount of time he put in, he got so much stronger since last year, and he just ran the show for us. You know, we didn't have to throw it a lot, but he got us in the right plays all night long, especially that second half, and just did an awesome job.
Let's bring these guys in. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you.
Colton, Ian, come on in, guys. We got Colton Thompson and Ian Lundquist here. Colton, you kind of set the tone in this game with the big run early. You checked into it, you saw it. I mean, how did that play kind of turn this game for you guys?
Yeah, man, they just got our momentum going. Our line did a really good job after that play to get it going our way before it wasn't going our way. And from there on, it was our way.
What does this mean to Oakland-Craig? You guys haven't won a state championship since 1995.
Yeah, this is something that's going to be talked about for a while. That 95 class, we still talk about them today. And the 2015 class, Cole Mitchell, he was my idol. And there's no words to explain it.
Well, congratulations. Enjoy that state championship. Let's bring in Ian Lundquist now, running back here. What does this mean? I mean, to get this state championship, you guys haven't won one at Oakland-Craig since 1995.
Right, yeah. This means the world to our guys and our community and stuff. And gosh, we've been waiting for this since 8th grade year. We were here, we were student managers, and we know we lost that one, but getting here our senior year,
yeah, 2015, you guys were all on the sidelines. You guys talk about that moment that, hey, we'll get our shot down the road?
Oh, yeah. Gosh, that was such a special that was a special year that we knew we had to come back for our seniors and do it, and that's what we did. So,
well, congratulations. Enjoy the snow day tomorrow and the state championship.
Hey, thank you very much.
All right, guys, back up to you.
So there is a look at your state champs. Congratulations to Oakland-Craig on that first title since 1995.
And how about the Cole Mitchell reference? He was taking snaps. Remember, we did the piece on him, I think the year before, something like that. He was coming off the broken foot. And just the reverence, and that just tells you how tight-knit the community was and is in terms of what this means to them.
5th state championship has been handed out. We've got one more. That's coming up tonight at 7 o'clock back here on NET. Westside taking on Bell West for the Class A state title. Damon and I will be back for that one. But for now, thank you for joining us. Once again, Oakland-Craig, your state champs in Class C2. So for Damon Benning, for Sean Callahan, and the entire NET Sports production crew, I'm Larry Putney. Good night until tonight from Memorial Stadium.